Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be with you on today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be coming to you. I am D. Leonard Hughes. I'm Dr. D. I am the founder and president of D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute. And it's such a pleasure to be coming to you wherever you may are. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other platforms. Hey, that's it. That's it. We are putting the message out. Change the mind, change the thought, you change the man. That's what it's all about. Change the thought and you change the man. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to go on and let me do this. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me invite some people on while you inviting. Can you do that for me? Can you go on and begin to invite people um, to be a part of this wonderful, life changing um, information about the prophetic? Uh, about the prophetic. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let me just go in and invite some people on. Okay. See that. Okay. Just give me a few minutes. I want to do some invites. Want to do some invites. Want to do some invites. All right. It's a pleasure. It's a wonderful experience. I just want to get other people um, involved. Okay. I hope everyone, I know, not hope, I know everyone's having a great day because this is the day that the Lord have made and we are rejoicing and we are glad in this day. Okay. All right. We're going to get right into the teaching. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful teaching. Wonderful teaching. Okay. Um, all right, all right, all right. We're good to go. Okay. We're here today and we're excited about being on. Thank God those that are coming on. I'm going to deal with, I'm going to um, go back over to 1 Samuel. Sister Grace, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you always for your support. And I kind of look for you when I'm on. I kind of look for you now. Um, okay, let's go over to. Okay, I've got my phone. Turn off incognito. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Okay. Let's go over to 1 Samuel, the 9th chapter. I'm talking about today. Um, Receiving instructions or receiving directions. Uh, I was on yesterday. Give me a second, you. Okay. I was on yesterday and I began to deal with how do God speak, how do God move. And I said through opportunities, people, ideas, and strategies. 4 areas. People, meaning he's going to use somebody. Most of the time, it's not the people that you think that he's going to use. Um, but you've got to know that God that is within you is doing some great things for what? Doing great things for you. Okay? Doing great things for you. So we're here before you. Um, 3 ways, 4 ways. I'm sorry, 4 ways. I added one. I always say 3, but I added one um, of how he moves through people, ideas, opportunities, and strategies. Okay? Through people, ideas, opportunities, and strategies. I want you to write that down. That's going to help you understand. Um, by Dr. Eddie Williams, glad to see you, my friend, Bishop Eddie Williams. Jalen, hey man, hey, I've got a new app that. Hey, Sister Linda, give me a word. Glad to see you. 4 ways that he moves. If the answer prayer is going to be through people, ideas, opportunities, or strategies. When you believe in God for something, when you trust in Him for something, when you've got a desire, you've got a business idea, 4 ways. Through people, ideas, opportunities, and strategies. I said yesterday how in warfare, there's always a strategy. And we know that seriously, we're in the midst of a serious, very serious, thank you, Jalen, very serious warfare. So, and I'll say it prophetically, politically, prophetically, because that's where we got to move to another realm now in the prophetic. I was doing a prophetic class on a Zoom call, and you had I think it was about 43 young prophets and prophetess, and the guy from the Indian reservation in Arizona, matter of fact, asked me to give some points about the prophetic or how, and I told him we have to seek for strategy. Everything that we need have already been given to us. The scripture says, given us all things, and I just believe ALL is AL, that pertain to life and to godliness. And I know I say it a lot because I want to, that's my area. In ministry, you find your area. My area is personal development, helping people develop themselves. Nothing happens in life until you develop you. Stop being the victim. Become honest with yourself. Don't judge yourself. I told somebody last night, don't judge your thoughts. Thoughts are just thoughts. They just come and they go. It's all about how the brain operates because years ago, with our ancestors, the brain was always on an alert mode, always alert because they didn't have what we had. They didn't have ring cameras. So from the genes of our ancestors, it have caused our brain to stay on alert, fight, flight. Slipped my mind. The fight, flight, or flee. One of the three. I'm a fight. I can't. I can't think of it. It'll come back to me. Um, so we're always in a mode to flight, walk away from everything, leave everything, simply because we don't quite understand what we're dealing with and we're overthinking. Matter of fact, I'm sending when I go off, I'm going to send my mental wake up out. And it deals with overthinking. And that's what our brain does. We always go to the worst case scenario. You say, well, what does this have to do with the prophetic? Because if you don't get your thoughts right, you won't see that prophetic word come to pass because you've got to get yourself together. Well, I'm going to say this. You've got to get yourself aligned. There's really no such thing as getting yourself together because we're in this human body with the human mind, and there's always something we have to work on. So I had to re-examine. I'm the type to re-examine everything that is said. So I had to re-examine that saying that phrase. He need to get himself together. No, it doesn't work like that. There's no such thing as getting yourself together because you're always working on you. Even in personal development. Those of you, hey, there's my mama. Hey, Dolores McRae. Those of you that venture off into business areas and other different areas, you got to work on you. You can't take things so personal and overthink. And I did an example. It's like if you haven't heard from somebody, your mind automatically think, oh, maybe they don't want to be bothered with me. No, I called them and they didn't return my call. And, and after it happens several times, that's one thing. But our mind just goes to that point, and it's always to the most negative areas to cause us to come out of that with a negative sensation about the situation or about the person. So the prophetic gives direction. You say, well, how are you going to combine? Oh, I've been doing it a long time. I know how to flow it all together through the help of the Spirit of God. That you understand that we are covenant. Come on, somebody. We are covenant members. So in covenant, in order to understand the prophetic, you got to know who you are. Thank you, Holy Ghost. You got to know who you are in order to flow in the prophetic. You got to believe, first of all, that you're not a son of a gun, that you're a son of God. And in order to get that prophecy to come to pass, it's very important, once again, that you know who you are in Christ and who you are in life, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your belief system. All of that makes a difference. So the question is, the prophetic word that you receive, did the prophet, did the man of God, did the woman of God lie? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So you've got to examine after I received that word. This is good. I've gotten so much great feedback on this because a lot of folks are talking about the prophetic without no real experience or to the depth degree of understanding what you're seeing politically, economically, socially. We've got to cover all that areas, and we have to cover those areas because we can't shove Jesus down nobody's throat. They have to come as they, and nothing happens until their mind change. You got a lot of folks in church all over the world that their mindset is still the same. If you don't change your mindset, beloved, the prophecy is not going to work. Nothing's going to drop out the sky. I often say, the only thing that fell out the sky was in the Wizard of Oz. The house fell out the sky and fell on the witch. Nothing magically just like that. You have to make things happen. You have to create things. I say every day that things are working out for me. That's every day throughout the day, regardless of the challenges. I often say everything is what? Everything is what? Working out for me. And the same thing, I speak this to you. Everything is working out. Thank you. In order to see the prophet, and Jalen, thank God for you and others, you wonder why I can't get, because you don't know who you are. Somebody say you're going to be a millionaire and you don't see it. You're looking at your paycheck. You're looking at your banking account. You're looking at your savings account and it's in the red and you're trying to figure out, well, and it causes you to doubt that it never happened. But understanding something, come on, somebody, understanding that you have to know who you are, that I'm a child of God. It's my DNA to be successful. It's my DNA to be healed. It's my DNA to be wealthy. It's my DNA to walk in peace, because he said he will keep me in perfect peace if my mind, it takes a mind. You can't do anything without a mind. You can't walk a life of faith without a good mind. And you got to understand your thinking. Let me share. Let me share this. Let me share this here. Let me share this. What I'm talking about today. Stop overthinking, because it's different elements that's involved with the prophetic coming to pass. No, I'm not going to say the prophet. No, the prophet most basically did not lie. Now I don't know. Okay. But things that you knew that was mature, that the man or woman of God spoke into your life. Okay. What you have to immediately do is begin, okay, man of God said, woman of God said, I'm going to be a millionaire, have my own business. Okay. What are you doing to move in that direction? I want you to wait on that for a little while. What are you doing to move in the direction of the word, inspiration, or comfort, or edification that you have received? You're saying it's been years, and it's been years, and I ain't seen nothing happen yet. It ain't come to pass. So you become weary. Many people, the Spirit told me a few weeks ago that people have become weary because they're not seeing their manifestations. And the weariness, they're blaming the church, they're blaming the pastor, they're blaming the evangelist, they're blaming the preacher, they're blaming this one. And it's not on any of them, it's on you. You got to prophesy your own future, and you got to see it. He told Abraham, all the land you see. Our DNA, Jalen, our DNA, Cola, hey, our DNA is wealthy. It's wealth. We don't have to pray for wealth. It's in our DNA. He that have joined to the Lord is one spirit. One of my favorite scriptures, 2 Corinthians 13:5. Do you not know that Jesus Christ is in you? These things have to be the awareness that you've got to know that you know that you know that Christ in me and that I have the Christ mind. The Christ mind is not limited to just church. The Christ mind is not just limited to an organization or a group of people or the four walls and us four and no more. That's the Christ mind goes way beyond just church. How do you think we have Tesla? How do you think we have Microsoft? How do you think we got Popeyes? How do you think we got Walmart? Because somebody opened up their mind, their God mind, for the invention to help us live an enjoyable life. What would we do without Walmart? What would we do without Sam Walton? But somebody else might have came on the scene. But he opened up, he worked it and walked it. He had a dream. And many of you that are watching me on this afternoon, you've got a dream and it seems like all hell is breaking out against you. Good. You say, good. Yes, that means you're on your way, because if you wasn't doing anything, you'd be a couch potato sitting home with some popcorn and some M&Ms and a Pepsi, a cherry Pepsi. I love them cherry Pepsi. And you would just, that's it. But because you're uncomfortable in your spirit, because you're not living out your passion. I don't care what you're going through when you're living your passion and you're working on your passion. It's not an overnight thing. You're working on your business. Work at your own pace. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. Start with large chunks of stuff you have to deal with and narrow. Does this have to be done today? Or if not, I'm going to the park. I'm going to take me a book. I'm going to take me a headphones, listen to audiobooks. I'm going to do something different. Because we're connected with nature, you all. You have to take a break. I tell people, you can't sit in a house. There's no way. I'm a psychologist, and I love the brain. I love the mind. There is no way that you can sit in a house all day, in the same place all day, and have a creative mind. No way. No way. Absolutely no way. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Yeah, stop boxing God in. He's big. Not just in America, but we've got, I forgot how many countries. We got several countries. Look that up for me, Jalen. How many countries we have in the world? So we can't take those people in the Congos and turn them into our denomination or turn them into what we believe. Come on. The customs are different. So in order to get direction from the Spirit of God within you, you've got to expand your mind. Because he's not going to speak to a church mind. He doesn't speak to a religious mind. He speaks to a renewed, transformed mind that believe that all things are possible. That believe that by his stripes I am healed, that believe that I already have everything that I'm believing for is manifesting in my life. Now, the natural mind goes crazy because it can't figure out what are you talking about? We don't see it. What do you mean is manifesting? What you mean my desire is unfolding? Everything you desire is unfolding in the spirit. It's like a farmer that puts a seed in the ground. He don't keep going back and digging it up. You okay? Is it going to happen? I want it's going to. He set the right atmosphere and the right, I don't know too much about planning, but and so the same thing, the seeds of your mind, your thoughts are seeds. And I put on here, y'all stay with me. I'll call it this. This is going to help somebody. It's going to help somebody. Because we spent our I haven't even sent my wake up out yet, and I'm telling you, Overthinking. Did I say the wrong thing in that meeting? Should I have replied differently to that message? Was my last choice really the best one? That's what's overthinking. And these are the things you must bring into subjection in your mind's world in order to walk out your promises. You can't hear the Spirit of God speaking to you about a business, about an idea, about a connection, about a network, about a colleague that can give you the information if you're overthinking somewhere way left field. This is why the prophetic word haven't come to pass, because your thinking is not in line. Overthinking doesn't just drain your energy. It robs you of clarity, there it is, peace, and the ability to be present. One of those powerful things in life is learning how to just be present. When you find yourself drifting, bring yourself back in. Come outside, look at the trees, look at the, feel the wind blowing, look at the grass, bring yourself in the present. Because if not, you overthink. Excuse me. And overthinking stops the prophetic from manifesting. Because you're not trusting. You're not trusting. You're going from the worst case scenario instead of saying, Lord, I trust you. Things is out of your control. You believe God. I trust you. I trust you. Give me a couple more things here. Thoughts can be, most of your thoughts are inadequate. I don't care how smart you are, whatever. It's the way the brain works. That's why I re-examine what I say. And I have people get upset with me because I don't join their pity party. Doesn't mean I don't care. It's just I can't go down there. I can't go in the pity party rabbit hole because I believe in divine healing. I believe that come on, somebody, I believe that by his stripes, I am healed. Wait a minute, y'all. I got to get my Aunt Betty on here. Hold on. I was talking to her yesterday. Hold on. So you have to fully understand that overthinking. Okay, thank you, Jalen. There are 195 countries. You think all those countries are going to conform to our little denomination, our little church, our little this? No, because their culture is different. Everybody ain't going to jump and shout. Doesn't mean they're not enjoying service. Thank you, Caller said so true. Let me finish. Y'all getting me. Those that get my wake up, you're getting a little early. Getting a little early. Hold on, I just had it. Okay. So overthinking. I want. Will you write? Will you type, Jalen? Overthinking keeps you from, how you can word it, from receiving prophetic direction, because you're already in the worst case scenario, and God is trying to speak something to you, but you're already going way over to the other side in your thinking. You want to hear from God? You want to hear the Spirit of God? I just want God to give me direction. Well, you got to work on your mindset. You got to work on your thinking. If you're overthinking, your mind is racing. You can't hear what the Spirit is saying. As a thought is dropped in your conscious mind, because everything you need is already in your subconscious mind, already in your spiritual world. It's already there. Ask and it shall be given. It's already given. He said, ask and it shall. But you're saying, I don't see it. I can't touch it. It's not in the bank. It's not in the driveway. So I'm wrestling with that. Remember, I can talk loud, y'all. I'm out in the field. Remember that he's the God of the how. How is not your business. How the prophecy going to come to pass? Get out the way. His ways are not like your ways. His thoughts are not like your thoughts. You get out the way and let God, what's already been done, let him order your steps into the manifestation of the things you desire. But you're overthinking. And because you're overthinking, you cannot get prophetic instructions because you think the worst case scenario. You're in a negative. My God, I feel that. Why your prophecy haven't come to pass? Because you're too negative. You always think the worst case scenario. Always, oh, something, oh, this, oh, that. Stop living like that's not living. That's fear. And God have not given us a spirit of fear, power, love, and what? Assignment. Sometimes we watch too much. I saw on TV. That's television. That's Facebook. So your overthinking causes you to worry in stress, and you're trying to figure out, why cannot I get my prophetic word to come to pass? Because you're living in a worry zone and not a faith zone. And without faith, it's impossible to please God. Do we think about things? Do we get concerned about things? Yes, but you've got to know when to cut it off. Because you can be concerned about and think about something, but once you get into the looping thoughts and racing thoughts and worry, then that's the time you say, oh, that's it. When you all made decision 20 years ago and still battling with it, instead of saying, hey, decision made. And it stops the mind because it keeps going. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have responded like that. You shouldn't have responded like that. You should have put this on. You should have put this color dress on. And all that's going on. And you can't even enjoy the now. You can't even be present. But you tell your mind, decision made. That's it. Will the thoughts come back? Yes, they will. Overthinking. Okay. Here's an example here. Our mind automatically fills in the gaps with an explanation. Automatically. If you're not thinking, your mind's thinking. There's no problem, your mind's thinking. It's always coming to a conclusion. It's always filling in the gap. Okay? Okay, for instance, anxiety. Instead of sprouting into, if they're angry with me territory, I'd like to stop and say they haven't replied. And that's what I said earlier about sometimes we go overboard. We go overboard. Okay. Overthinking is almost never about what's happening right now. It's about the past, regret, replaying mistakes, or the future worry, predicting disaster. Overthinking doesn't deal with now, it's dealing with down the road, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Will I have a house next year? Will I have this thing year? Will I have a job next year? And you're trying to figure out why your prophecy don't come to pass because you hold on, y'all. I'm trying to see what happened here. Because you are not focused in your own, can I say it again? You are not focused in your own life. So I want to go back over to think you're not able to hear God because your thoughts have become louder. Thank you. Superintendent Kenneth Hawkins, man of God, just opened up another church in, oh my God, Ben Harbor. I'm talking about, preacher, people understanding the prophetic, that your mindset, I think, Jalen, you aren't able to hear God because of your thoughts have become louder than his voice. Thank you. Your thoughts of worry, your thoughts of fear have become louder than the voice of God within you, because the Spirit of God gives us instruction as a GPS system inside. We're not here just drifting in out of space. We consider other planets out of space, but Earth is out of space too. We're in outer space too. So there's a GPS he's given us. Why is it that birds, the sparrow or rabbits, whatever nature, you don't see a whole bunch of dead rabbits on the side of the road or lack of food. You don't see birds dropping out the sky because of lack of food. It's because they are in tune with their purpose. We're out of tune because of our doubts, because of our fears. Can I say it again? Because of our doubts. Thank you, Akola. Sounds like overthinking. It's you. Thank you. Perfectly said. Thank you. Overthinking, it sabotages you because you are living in a roller coaster instead of the only reality we have, you all, is right now. I'm sitting in this seat. I'm sitting outside. I see that tree. That's the only reality. 10 minutes ago, that's gone. It's only an illusion. So in order for you to hear God, you've got to clear the clutter. Now, is it easy? Somebody in the woods, somebody hunting and shooting. Is it is it easy? No. Look at me. Look at me. That's how you know a man. You look in his eyes. He's telling the truth or not. It's not easy. It's a battle. And most folks never make it through the battle. And this is why they don't see that prophetic word come to pass. It's a Sabbath. To the grace, I hear the Spirit saying, just rest in Him. Rest in Him for your family. I think the other day I spoke to you about your family. Let me do a few of this, and I'll get into the prophetic. First Samuel, the ninth chapter. So verse 3. Now the donkeys belonging to Saul's father, Kish, was lost. And Kish said to his son Saul, take one of the servants with you and go and look for the donkey. You got to be careful who you have with you. You'll see. I may not get it finished at all. But this servant, when Saul didn't have anything, the servant had something. You have to help. You got to deal with people that have resources and influence, and not just on board to be on board, especially your main core people. You have to have people that know your heart. Even if you don't make the right decision, they know your heart. They know your heart. That whatever you're doing, you're trying to make the right decision. But sometimes we don't. That's why our staff have to be ones that know our heart. That's why you have to sit down and spend time with your staff. Take your staff out to eat. Have once a month, have a little get together for them in the office or something. Little cookies and this is why in the business world, corporate world, they're always having something. Having a party, having this, having that. Because it gives you an opportunity to people to mingle together. You just can't come in on Sunday morning and expect for all the staff, everything to be in order. No. You got to have staff meetings. How I got into that, I don't know. But I had to throw that in there. Okay. 1 Samuel 9. Now the donkeys belonging to Saul's fathers were lost. And Kish said to his son Saul, take one of the servants with you and go and look for the donkeys. So he passed through the hill country of Ephraim and through the area around Shalisha, but they did not find them. Prophetic give that. That's things you're looking for. The prophetic give direction. The prophetic gives you supernatural direction, but you cannot stop. If you want to hear the Spirit of God that's within you, first of all, it's going to be through your own voice. Not going to be through the voice of somebody from England, somebody from Africa, somebody from Germany, because you would understand. So if he speaks to us through our own spirit, regenerated spirit, renewed mind, and you begin to hear him. Now he don't talk all day. Every 5 minutes, God told me this, God told me that. Don't believe that. You find people like that? No. He didn't talk to Jesus that much. He didn't talk to Abraham that much. There were things they had to go through. There were mountains. There were situations that they had to deal with. And many of you got situations that you have to deal with. That's life. That's life. You have to deal with it. Life keeps moving. You've got to keep moving. Can I say it again? Life keeps moving. And you have to what? You got to keep going. You can't, whatever you do, you can't stop now. You got to believe that my prophecy, God said it. Hey, I believe it. But don't look for it to drop at the sky. Walk in it. Walk in it. You got to take the right people with you. You're trying to take family members 95% of the time, not going to work. Not going to work. I was watching Tyler Perry and how he said when he became wealthy that family members want money, cash app, this and that, and that. So he created a job for them. And after creating a job, they wouldn't even work the job. This is why you have to be careful of the people that you bring on board. Everybody's not going to be focused. Everybody's not going to try to do what it takes to cause your business or your idea to come to pass. You think because folks, I've been in this, I'm 63 years old. I've been on the road 46 going to 47 years. Do you think you're going to get what you're going to get out of church people? They're all on a different level. They're happy where they are. But here you got a dream, an idea, and ministry or whatever bubbling on the inside. But you keep going, hanging around the wrong people. You got to hang with people that's moving in the direction that you want to move in. Can I say it again? Move with people that's moving in the direction that you want to what? That you want to move in. And you'll see results. Read. Every time I come on, I push read. The Millionaire Next Door. Think and Grow Rich. What to say when you talk to yourself. The Secret. Great book. A lot of religious folks don't understand it because they don't understand principle. Every seed reproduces from its own kind. That's the law of attraction. Whatever you send out, that's what's coming out. You plant an orange seed, you're not going to get an apple. You plant an apple, you're not going to get a watermelon. That's nature. That's science. That's the way it is. What are you thinking? What are you saying? Your words are seed. Your thoughts are seeds. And you got to put the emotion in it. Feel wealthy. Feel healed. Feel. Don't just say it. But act as if it's all that word that was spoken to you. Act as if it have already come to pass. Come on. This is the secret. Act as if it have, but you say, I don't see it. My bank account, I got it this morning. And look, I don't see. Act as if it have already come to pass. Act like the person you wanted to become starting today. Act like the prophecy have come to pass starting today. Act like the prayer have come to pass. The desire has manifested because it has. Ask and it shall be given. Call out answer. Why are you calling out answer? So we already got the answer. Pull it up for me, preacher Jalen. Why you call out answer? But you saying, I don't hear. Because you're too crowded. You chat in your mind. You can't hear. You must be quiet. He speaks in the quietness. Many of you are afraid to be alone because you're afraid of your own thoughts. You're afraid of your own thoughts. But you got to keep it moving. Thank you, Sister Grace. I looked down and saw it on my phone. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And believe. I was on the other week, last couple of Saturdays ago. Jaden, y'all probably remember. Corey, y'all probably remember. And I was challenging a seed. And a lady called me, inboxed me on Facebook, asked me what I call her. I said, sure I will. I know you find preachers with a whole air and they're arrogant, they ain't been called. They ain't been called. Because the anointing causes you to love God's people. Of course, we have to protect ourselves because there's some weirdos out there. But you don't see yourself above the people. Jesus wasn't above the people. The disciples told him, send them home. We ain't got no food for them. Send them on back where they come from. Jesus said, no, set them down. He fed them. Why are you calling? I'd answer. So you got, come on, y'all. I'm talking about the book. I'm not talking about cliches or what people running around saying. I'm talking about the book, that black book. Why are you calling? I'll answer. So you have the answer. But that mind, that natural man say, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know who, I don't know where. But you've got to catch this. Don't you swipe. Catch it. You put in your mind that it's already done. Will there be a battle in your mind? Yes, there will, because the natural mind is an enmity to the carnal mind, is an enmity to the Spirit of God, to the Christ mind. Because your natural mind is saying, you don't see no business. Forget business. It's corporation. I speak in the name of Jesus. That many are walking into your own corporation. I wish I had some help here. What does it say, Jalen? And it shall come to pass that before they call, I want to answer them while they are yet speaking. Now here, you have the answer already. Woo! Y'all not feeling running with the horses. I have the answer. Put that in, Jalen. You got the answer. You got to manifest it now. You got everything you need. You got it. He's given us all things, Akola. He's given us all things that pertain to life. You got it. But the natural eye can't see. You don't understand it, what's happening. But it's happening in the spirit. The same way you put a seed in the ground and a farmer don't keep going up. It's done in the darkness. That seed goes underground and it's done in the darkness. But before you know it, those greens begin to come up. That corn, there's harvest time. But you got to get your mind right. Got to get your mind right. Worry and stress. You can't change people. I'm a personal development coach, preacher, prophet, whoever. Brother Hughes, that's what I prefer. And you can't change. There's clients, you can't change them. You can give them the tools. You can't change nobody. Stop trying to change folks. But she called me and she said, man of God, I was on your live. And she was all the way from somewhere overseas somewhere, one of the islands. And she said somebody shared the video. She didn't get it till after. She didn't get the live. I saw the seed come in. She said, it was my last. But you woke me up. I said, what do you mean? You were asleep? She said, no, you woke my mind up, my divinity up. Oh, come on, somebody. You got to wake up your divinity, ladies and gentlemen. The God part that's in you. Everything else is woke. Your worry, your stress, your fear. Everything is wide open. But the divinity part, the God in you, the Christ in you. She said, you're woke in my divinity. She said, it was my last. I think it was 2025. 2025 I was asking for. She said it was my last $20.25. She said I had the 20, but I had to find 25 pennies. And I gave it to somebody and they put it on their cash app. She didn't even have cash app. She had, because I saw it come through. Somebody said, I don't even know this person. She said I had to go through somebody else. She said, but things changed. You never know what seed is going to break the enemy's back, poverty back. You never know. Could be this one. Could be that one. But it changed her. Don't let me tell you something. Let me put this in. Could be this one. Seeding. Find that for me. I don't want to take my attention off of what I'm doing. Find that for me, Preacher Jalen. Find that for me. Could be in Ecclesiastes. I think Ecclesiastes 11. Could be this one. It could be that one. Because I don't want to look it down and people swipe quick. But how to get your prophecy come to pass? Clear your mind. Clear the chatter. Get the chatter out of your mind. Get it quiet. You're not going to get him with a bunch of noise. You're not going to hear him. Because he gave you a word, a prophetic word. Not a whole encyclopedia. Not a whole chapter. Not a whole newspaper. A word. Here a little, there a little. So you got one word and you ran with that, but you won't sit down and read and expand your mind and begin to move in the direction of people that's doing what you want to do. You got the prophecy and you went right back and started hanging out with the same church folks that's doing nothing. Begin to change your environment, change your surroundings, change the people you hang with. If they got a pity party, get away from it. Some people wake up, they want you to join their pity party. Oh, my back hurt today. My leg hurt. My ear hurt. My head hurt. My eyes hurt. Do we have challenges? Yeah, but wasn't they talking about it for what? I never say I don't feel good. But I said I catch myself. I said I feel different. Because when you say you don't feel good, it drops you. It drops you in a rabbit hole. Oh, I don't feel good. But I say I feel different. So that keeps me in an open space. But once I say I don't feel good, that's it. You're going down that rabbit hole. The power of life and death is in your tongue. You can't make nothing happen, but you can speak it for happening. Can't make nothing happen. You get it for me, Jalen? Either I'll call to get that for me. You know the word, the scripture. It's in Ecclesiastes. Could be this or could be that. When you sold, that young lady sold it, that 2025, and in sowing, it changed some things for her. You say, well, why do prophets ask to give? Jesus didn't do that. Jesus didn't have no gas bill. He had to have some money because he had a treasurer. He had a tax collector. He had a treasurer. What was his name? Judas. He carried the money bag. You have to be careful of folks who count your money, preachers. Carried the money bag. So if there was no money, if he wasn't rich, what was the purpose of having a tax man and a Judas? with the money bag. If there was, come on, he turned water into wine. That ain't broke. Took a few loaves of fish and bread and multiplied it. That ain't broke. So we worry about preachers getting money and how much money they get. Hey, Jesus went way beyond that. Multiplied fish and loaves. Told Peter where to go and find the money. When you clear your mind of the chatter and the worry and the overthinking, when you clear your mind, then you're able for the Spirit of God to instruct you where the money is. He told Peter, Peter, go to the lake. Go. Prophetic instructions. You're worrying too much about your bills. He can't speak to you. You're stressed because you're trying to figure out how to pay this and how to pay that. Rest in him and let him give you a divine idea. I started off saying the ways that God moves with people, ideas, opportunity, and strategy. There's a strategy. When I started been out here writing my book, finished, I was writing through one publisher, found somebody else. Give me the strategy to get this book out. That's what you asked for, the strategy. You already have the answer. You already have authority. You're already a covenant member. But what you need is strategy. Can you put that up there for me, Jaden? Strategy. Jesus came in and went to the offering basket. Thank you. To see. Thank you. Now, I didn't say that, y'all. And I didn't pay him to say that. He looked. Even, man, you know how much I give in seed? I tell folks, I don't do tithes. I don't do no 10%. I'm tired where I'm headed, not where I am. I'm 15, 20%, maybe more. I don't even calculate it. I don't narrow it down for dime. And then my offerings are always more than what my tithe, because the tithing opens the windows, but it's an offering that determines how much you receive once the windows are open, okay? Because the measures you meet shall be what? Measured back to you. There were things the first of the year that I started sowing, sowing. I go to the service, they ask for $20. I can't give no $20. I'm not giving no $20. I'm going to double it. I'm going to give 40. I'm going to give 50. Because I believe God. I believe in the principle of sowing and reaping. I believe in it. I don't have no ism, no schism about the preacher. When I give, I don't have nothing that if the preacher is taking my money. What he do? I don't care. I'm working on principle. Principle. And I hear the Spirit saying, many of you that's been trying to get your prophecy to come to pass, you've got to ask for strategy. Direct me. Order my steps. Connect me. Let me get out of here. Go. You have to go with the right people that can make the right connection. Number one, go to the country clubs. Join the country club. Join the golf course. That's where the money, folks ain't sitting in church. The folks sitting in church, they just as weary. They done given up on life. They shout, but they don't have no faith. They dancing, but there's no manifestation. And that's where you choose to hang with. That's up to you. I'm not knocking nobody. Do what you feel to do. I promise you. But if you want to get somewhere, you got to change who you deal with. You're dealing with people every time they call, there's a problem. Now, that's not real. That's not reality. Every day you talk to somebody. Every day. And they got a problem. This is wrong. That is wrong. That's your perception. Ain't all that going on in your life. People done gave you signs that they don't want you. They ain't studying you. And you still pulling on them. Let me say it again. People have given you signs that they ain't studying you. They ain't thinking about you. They going on. And you still pulling on them and crying and going through it at night. You better wake up, baby, and walk your prophecy out. I know what God told me. I'm going back to school. So what you do? God told you, spoke that you go back to school. You start putting in the application. Well, it doesn't work like that. You start walking, not by sight, but by faith. And as you walk, your manifestation begins to unfold. Who are you waiting on? Man of God say you're going back. Woman of God say you're going back to school. What are you waiting on? Money. You don't. That's not how it works. You start doing the application. Been so long for me. You do whatever it takes out there. Well, I'm going to get the tuition. You ain't even started the application yet. You got the horse before the carriage. However they say it. You got to set everything in order by faith. I want a business. I'm going to start reading about this particular business and others because I know that wealth comes through multiple streams of what? It comes through multiple streams of income. And nobody can silence you. Nobody can silence you. I want you today. I'm thinking about that lady. That thing, I called and said, I hear you, Lord. I do I'm trying to go, y'all. And y'all put stuff out there to get me going again. I do everything I can to watch what I say. I don't play. I don't play with my confession. I don't say what other folks have said. I don't say what church people say. If it's not a faith confession, a positive confession, according to the word, I'm not doing that, y'all. I'm not doing it. I want those that are listening, those that can, oh my God, those that can, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just saw that. I don't like to call out people that have given because I don't want anybody to feel bad, but I thank you. I'll put this way. Thank you, Indiana. I'll put it, let me put it like this. I gave and he didn't call me. You know how people can become so, sensitive, and you got to work on that. That's another thing, y'all. You really have to work on when you're real. Hold on, y'all. You're real sensitive. You got to work on that. Yeah, you have to really work on that. So I want those. This is what I've been on, and I feel to do that today. I just put it up there. I want you all today that would sow and I thank you. Well, Sister Velda, nobody know what you gave. That $27 seed again. I feel that. Sister Grace, if any way possible, I want you to do this because this is going to change some things for your household. Listen, you all, you can't buy nothing. No, ma'am. You cannot buy anything, but your seed is an example of your faith. I'm going to put this up here, and I want those that would stand with me. There's the Cash App information there. If this information is valuable to you and you're willing to work it to change things, that's the information there. You can Cash App that $27 seed. I don't pressure you. You're not buying anything, but I'm a living witness. Giving works. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's always it's not a matter of just giving, but you've got to know how to manifest and get into that alignment. I want somebody put down somebody put spiritual alignment. Spiritual alignment. Let me say it again. Okay, I want to take it down because I want to keep talking to you. But it's called, once again, it's called spiritual what? Alignment. Aligning yourself to the things you desire. You cannot pray one thing and say something else. You cannot believe for one thing. What is real prayer? Real prayer is getting into a receptive mode. Let's see. I feel the prophetic. Cole, I help you. I hope you're house shopping online. Strategy. Thank you, Alcola. She says strategy is the answer. That's all you need, strategy. And don't read, and the more you read, the more options you have, and the more strategy options that you have. Let me say that. That makes sense. Never thought about that. The more strategy options you have when you read. You can't just read the Bible. That's the foundation. But the Bible's not going to tell you about entrepreneurship and business ideas. You got to go online and pull that up and stand on the word. Stand on what the Bible has said, that I'm the head, not the tail. I'm first and not last. Everything I touch is blessed, and on and on and on. My basket, my storehouse, the fruit of my womb. Your kids are already blessed. You don't need a blessing. You got it. You don't need another prayer. You need to get a strategy. I said yesterday, you believe in God for your loved one. Lord, I thank you for a strategy. I thank you for a strategy from us. I feel this again. Each one of your children, ladies and gentlemen, are different. Their walk is different. Their journey is different. You cannot pick their journey. You cannot box them into a journey. And it gets to a certain point, you can give them suggestions, but it don't mean they have to do what you say do. Because their journey is different. Respect them. You tell them to go get a job, so they go somewhere, then respect that. Even though you may know so and so, that don't. Oh, I told you so and so. So stop all of that. That causes people to go the opposite direction. People don't give into that. They don't listen. When you come at folks a certain way, you wasting your time. They don't shut you down. That's why I've learned one of the key ways of getting people to listen to you is agree with them, but you disagree. You can agree without being disagreeable. Because when you say, oh, yeah, it disarms people. It disarms them. But if you rebel against them, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, they'll shut down. You done. That conversation is over with. You wasting your time. So you learn how. I was talking to a group of young folks a couple of weeks ago. And I've learned this. I just said, you're right. You're right. My God, you're smart. You're right. And the more I said that, the more they relaxed. The more they relaxed. I could see the relaxation. I study body language. So I saw the relaxation. So learn, even with your children, you need a strategy. Every one of your kids are different. They may have your last name. They might have came out of you mothers, but they're different. And their call is different. Their journey is different. Their passion is what? Everything is what? It's different. So what you do is seek for the strategy. Lord, show me the strategy for this child. Show me the strategy for Junior. Show me the strategy to reach Susie. Show me the strategy to reach whoever. Thank you for those that are sowing that seed, that $27 seed. That $27 seed. It said, I'm believing to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So what do? You can catch this to help you. You believe God for the strategy for your loved ones. The prophet has told you God's saving your household. Your household already saved. Thank God for that word. Whether the prophet tell you or not, you stand on Acts 16:31, believe in the Lord Jesus, you shall be saved, you and your household. You don't need more prayer for your household. Stop. It's a promise. You don't pray for a promise, y'all. Stop doing that. You don't pray for healing. Prayer is getting to the receptive. Mark 11, 23, 24, 20. Come on. Pray believing you have received. Not you're going to receive. You got to keep going to heaven. You got to bombard heaven. What are you doubt? That's doubt. When Jesus spoke to the fig tree, he spoke to the fig tree, baby, and he went on about his business. Put that $27 seed in the ground. This is for you believe to see the goodness of the Lord for your children. I'm going to sow $27 to my own self. Because I've got children. I've got grands. I've got about 30 grandkids, y'all. Because I got boys. If you got boys, you may have more grandkids than you think you have, too. Are you listening to me? So this is what I speak today. Strategy for your children. You got a husband ain't saved? You tell Lord God, give me the strategy for this man. You talking and fussing and telling him to stay home and this and that. You out there with them women. You out there doing this. He going to stay out there. You talk like that. He going to stay out there. But you quiet yourself if he's good to you, as long as he's not hitting you. But if he's good to you and you're not sure of what you're saying or what you're accusing him of, you say, Lord, I need the strategy for my man, for my husband. Give me the strategy how to deal with it. When to say something, when not to say something. Many of you talk too much. He don't want to come home with a whole bunch of fussing and attitudes. Well, you don't even fix his plate. You fix the kid's plate before you fix his. No, the wisdom is you fix the husband's plate first because he's the provider. Out of respect. And you put him at the head of the table. And put them phones down. When you sitting there with him, put your phone down. Vice versa. You sitting there with your wife, put your phone down. The phones is great, but they've caused a lot of issues in communicating in households. It was the funniest thing last other week. My niece took my phone. We was at the restaurant eating. She took my phone. I didn't say nothing. She said, we're going to sit here and talk. $27 seed to believe to see the goodness of God for your loved ones. I feel this. I feel this. I started not to even do a seed, but you can't deal with the things of God without seeding. You can't do that because everything is based on what? Everything is based on a seed. Everything is based on a seed. So that $27 seed. Thank you. I had a certain figure. I need 4 people that would plant that $27 seed. I'm not pressuring nobody at all. I'm going to put this back up there again. Not pressuring anyone. But you've got strategy. I just keep hearing the Spirit say strategy. It doesn't happen. Every time Israel went out to battle, God gave them strategy. Even Jehoshaphat, before he went out to battle, he got instructed. That's where the 2 Chronicles 20:20 comes from. They believe God should be established, believe his prophets, and so shall you prosper. He was going out to battle, and God was telling him, believe the prophet. Y'all, you got to believe seasoned prophets. Not everybody that jump on Facebook. Somebody that's experienced in the prophetic. But today, the Lord is saying, I'm giving strategy. But you got to get your own strategy. You can't get your neighbor's strategy. Your sister went through the same thing, so I'm going to do what she did. My mama went through the same thing with my daddy, so I'm going to handle him the same way my mama handled my daddy. Stop and grow up. You're an individual. Not only individual, but you've got a different call. That's a different mandate on you, on your children. Strategy. You want strategy for your household. That's what I hear. There's 3 more people to plant that $27 seed. What is $27 for the information you're receiving? I think Cola said earlier, I thank God I got the answer. Strategy. Your household. Strategy. Give me the strategy for my son. Give me the strategy for my daughter, for your brother, for your sister, for your husband, for your wife. Strategy. Especially when you're on the same household. If they're going on, they're going on. That's one thing. Okay? It's been a wonderful day. I love this. The wind is blowing out west here. The wind is blowing. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. Early behind me, people were shooting. It's a hunting. I don't think it's hunting season. But they got 3, 4 bullets. Pow! Pow! It's wonderful. Life is wonderful. Be present. Before I go, Jalen, put that on there. Learn to be present. That's how you stop ruminating thought, racing thoughts, anxiety, stress. Be present. Now your mind hates when you're present. It hates it because it wants to do something. It wants to go there. It wants to think here. It wants to race. But pull it in and stay present. This has really been I'm still on how to get your prophecy to come to pass, and this has been a wonderful experience. I thank God for you. Thank you. All right, I'm getting ready to go. Okay, somebody just inboxed me from another platform saying, "Well, I put the Cash App up again." There it is. You can take your phone QR code or $Faith Prophetic. $Faith Prophetic. That's how you can reach me. Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much. I'm getting good out of here. It's wonderful. I'll probably be back on tomorrow because I want to keep so many people weary about their prophetic word. Despise not prophecy. Again, we're not supposed to be led by prophecy. We must be led by the principles as a covenant member. Can I tell you something again? You all, we're covenant people. Let me say it again. We are covenant people. God has made us a covenant. Wealth is a part of the covenant. Healing, part of the covenant. Most of all, salvation, awakening to the divinity of you is a part of the covenant. Okay? Thank you all. I'm out of here. Remember, Dylan and Hughes here. Thank you for listening. Peace out. All right, we're out of here.